Hello everyone, good evening, and I'm Shraddha, your host for today's DevOps Masterclass, where we're going to talk about how DevOps trends, upcoming 2025 trends, are reshaping the technology. I'm super excited to have you all here, and thank you so much for showing up on the weekday evening. Before we start, let me ask you one simple question. When you hear DevOps in the future, what's the first word that pops up into your mind? Can you drop it in the Q&A box? I'll give you 2 minutes of time to drop your thoughts. By the time I'll explain or I'll tell more about us. So at Knowlathon, we help IT professionals like you to grow with globally recognized certifications, starting from ITL to DevOps to cybersecurity. And if you're planning your next career move, we are here to help you and support in that. We are accredited by top certifiers such as PeopleCert, PMI, ISACA, PECB, and many more. Like you can see on the screen that we have a lot of accreditations. Now let's move ahead to our today's topic, which is DevOps. Now let's be real. DevOps is not just CI/CD pipelines anymore. In 2025, it is all about AI, automation, security, working all together. After this session, what you will walk away with is a no jargon breakdown of what's really changing in the DevOps, a check on where your skills stand today, and how you can level up. Then the practical insights which you can actually use in your projects or in your work. Stick around till the end of the session, and you will be experienced or you will be walking away with exactly what your career might need next. Now, before doing the delay, let me introduce our speaker. We have Mr. Vishal K, an expert with 19 years of experience in DevOps across startups and global enterprises. On screen, you can see the expertise and experiences he holds. He's here to share not just what's coming, but what you can do about it. So let's not delay it further. We can start now. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, good evening, everyone. Those who are based out of India and rest of the world. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you very much, Shraddha, for quick introduction about myself. So, pretty much reflecting on some of the core capabilities what I have come across. Uh, Certainly, this is a placeholder wherein there is a need in terms of we understanding what is coming in our way, right? As we understand the expectations of the customers, they are changing the technology aspects which are coming into picture. Even you can see a dramatic kind of a new technology introduction which is coming into picture, right? And subsequently, when I started my learning curve on Agile and DevOps, right, which complements each other. Typically, I could see common tools which I used to get to hear about like Jenkins or probably Jira. Those some of the better capabilities what tools what we get to see at that point in time. But subsequently, considering the different solutions, different projects, different needs of the customers which were getting resolved as part of different engagement of the organizations with a set of clients across the globe, uh, suddenly I could see a spike in number of tools which is been made available, right? And that is making everyone's life easy, right? Typically, majority of the organizations with the digital transformation wherein agile is one aspect to look at it, but it is all about we looking at the uh, new ways of working, but how technologically we can really reflect on more automation or probably more shift left approach, but it could be quality or security that is getting substantially lifted in majority of the organizations, the kind of solutions what they're offering to the different customers. Now, in this particular next 30-35 minutes, right, I'm just going to give you a glimpse based on my reading, my overall observations, my overall understanding, and my overall experience, right? What I can see is where are we moving towards, right? Especially when it comes to the DevOps world, right? So are we saying that DevOps is completely taking over on Agile or anything else? And the answer to that question is no, right? They are complementing each other. But it could be your site reliability engineering, but it could be your scaled agile framework, but it could be, the different architectural, uh, you know, construct what we are seeing, right? Wherein organizations they are changing their mindset, wherein they are not executing projects anymore. They are trying to build a world-class products for their customers' consumption purpose. And subsequently, we could see a lot of alignment between the different roles which was introduced or different capabilities, different disciplines, different cultural aspect, right, which was getting introduced to the world, right, by the set of experts. And subsequently, bit it could be site reliability engineering, which was introduced to the world by Google way back in 2003, right? It is taking a big time shape now in majority of the organizations. And that discipline is getting reflected, and everybody is looking at it in terms of, how do we differentiate between DevOps and suddenly the site reliability engineering, right? And typically that is a confusion what we are living with, right? Majorly, the way we are understanding it, it is a misconception, right? Each of this discipline, each of this new ways of working, each of this cultural aspect of it, they are complementing each other, and subsequently they are helping the organizations in terms of developing the better solutions well ahead before they are requested by the customers. That is time to market with higher quality or highest quality. The cost is going to be bare minimal, and subsequently, their focus is more in terms of, building the predictability aspect of it. Now, when we talk about the predictability, right, this is where the changing landscape of DevOps 22 is majorly getting reflected. As we understand, there is a tremendous rise what we get to see in the AI AML, right? And we have been hearing about this. We have been, learning majorly. We are learning about it. We are learning more from the infrastructure side of it. And when we talk about infrastructure, it is all about cloud, right? The different dimensions, what we are getting to see, which is supporting the microservices oriented architecture subsequently. And typically, scaling up and scaling down the infrastructure, right? Immutable kind of infrastructure, what we are looking at it, or maybe a flexible kind of infrastructure. How it is taking shape. We are looking at infrastructure as a code now, and subsequently, the most important aspect which we used to get to know, right, in terms of quality is the most important, but subsequently, not only quality, even security in today's context is most important. And that is where the shift left paradigm, which is getting reflected, supporting the continuous delivery aspect of it, the observability. And there is something called as a elastic infrastructure, what we are looking at it, right? Which is representing the cloud native applications or DevOps, right? Which is getting reflected. Now, quick snippet, right? In terms of we understanding some basic aspect of what DevOps is all about, and it is all about a collaborative approach between whom? Between dev and operations. Now, when we talk about between dev and operations, these are the typically the two most important, organizational aspect which gets reflected, right? And that they are playing a key role, right? But what happens is like every department, the kind of organizational structures what we had in the past, we typically stayed more focused on, creating silos. We are realizing it now, or probably it was 10 years back when we realized that aspect. And subsequently, every organization is they're staying focused in terms of, how do we remove or go away with those silos, right? Wherein those two departments they are showing their commitment to their customers for their successes, for the objectives what they want to achieve, and subsequently that is directly or indirectly getting contributed towards the organization growth as well. This DevOps as a cultural aspect, right, which is more focusing on the collaboration aspect of it, a pinch of agility which gets reflected, which is fostering a culture of shared responsibilities. It is all about retaining and cultivating and retaining the higher quality, right? And typically, more focus is on how do we get away or get completely completely move away from repetitive processes getting executed in a manual manner, which could lead to a lot of errors, right? So automation is one aspect of it, wherein you can really look at it, all the repetitive processes which are getting converted or which are getting executed in a manual manner, right? How best we can automate that, what tools we can use it, and subsequently, what benefit it brings to the organization. And that's the overall perspective, right? With which the DevOps as a cultural aspect which was introduced to the world. Like I said, more on the collaboration and communication, right? Wherein we are breaking down on the silos from the development and operations teams. And typically, more automation is what we are reflecting on it. But does that really help us to deliver value as quickly as possible, which meets the needs of the customer? Or probably if you're building the products, right? Are those products are ready in terms of capitalizing on the market share? Are you developing those solutions well in advance, right? Before your competitors they develop the product. And in today's context, right, majority of the startups they are giving tough competition to the major, the top giants, top consulting organizations like Cognizant or Accenture for that matter. And the reason for that is like they are having those startup organizations, they are pretty clear on these focus areas, these concepts. They are technologically advanced. They are more reflecting on the customer centricity aspect of it, wherein they are adopting the culture of design thinking, right? And that is really getting cultivated. But having said that, does that approach really helps them to capitalize on the market share? Typically, without the help of technology, that will not be possible, right? And that is where, continuous integration, continuous delivery, your infrastructure as a code wherein you are demonstrating the flexibility, right? Which can be adopted to take care of your infrastructure to be made available. And when we talk about a flexible infrastructure, right, it is more inclined towards we requesting for that particular infrastructure based on our needs, and we are paying the cost to those infrastructure requests, right, as we are using it, right? So it is cost effective solution. It is available on every organization's fingertip. And subsequently, it is flexible, it is quick. They are demonstrating the quick turnaround as well. Definitely that reflects more on with the help of technology, with the help of different set of tools, which is becoming, cascading the tools aspect of it. The monitoring and feedback loops are pretty much, the world-class reflection which is happening, right? In good old days, I was only aware of one of the monitoring tool as Nagios, but if you look at it in today's context, right, it's a huge amount of loads of tons of tools which has been made available, right? Which is making every organization, their team's life pretty easy and simple and straightforward. Now, theoretically, everything looks good, right? But what is a best practice? What we should really reflect on? And typically, this is just an introduction, and typically, more insights what you get as we start learning more about it. So substantially, as a best practice, right? I may not be able to talk about the overall implementation roadmap. How are we going to gear up on adopting DevOps? But subsequently there is a need in terms of we have to be bringing the entire team together, wherein those role specific silos what we have created, they are working together. They are not necessarily they should be using the common workplace, because especially after pandemic, right, we realized the fact that we can collaborate uh, equally in a equal manner the way we are collaborating when we are face to face, when we are co-located, right, with the help of tools. So that is where we are trying to bring the entire team together. We are trying to take the silos out of the context. We are making people understand what that culture we every organization should embark their journey towards. And subsequently, it makes a lot of sense wherein people understand the cultural aspect of it. As of now, right, every individual who is part of world-class organizations, whatever you are working with, certainly they understand the importance of change. But what to change and how to change it, that perspective is really missing. And typically, with the help of a subsequent communication with the people, we can certainly set up that particular context and we can take their buy-in, and that their contribution is equally important. Definitely, there is a need wherein a centralized unit which can be formed, which will act as a guide, and which will act as a whistleblower, right? Wherein or a centralized unit which will act as a focus area, probably, or a point of contact, which will start cultivating this cultural aspect of it, and definitely more supported towards we adopting the flexible infrastructure wherein we are moving away from those physical infrastructure aspect of it. Now coming back to our, with that particular context wherein we understood what DevOps is all about, a theoretical, a little glimpse of it, what we get to see. Now let's try and understand the trends which is coming into picture now, and that is adding a lot of value, right? People or organizations, they are thinking uh, over it, right? How we can capitalize on those areas, and possibly how we can develop the world-class products for our customers' consumption purpose. It is a continuous transformation with the rise of cutting-edge technologies, new methodologies, right? And subsequently, it is more inclined towards uh, the shift left approach, especially from the quality as well as security aspect of it. And this is bringing your IT, this is bringing your operations, this is bringing your IT service, not service management, but infosec or the security departments within the organization. Now, when we talk about this DevSecOps or DevOps or site reliability engineering, technology, like I said, technology is playing a key role here. And the way we are looking at this technological aspect, subsequently the presence of AI, machine learning, right? Wherein these technologies, they are helping to have the predictive analytics uh, to to for the incident management based on the patterns what these technologies are looking at it. Typically, that context, right? The data what they are capturing. Subsequently, they are using that data to reflect on having the predictability, what really could go wrong. And subsequently, this helps them to identify the potential failures. And definitely, it is not only about identifying the potential failures, but certainly it makes a lot of sense wherein we, get the recommended solutions as well. Now, if you look at this is more on a proactive approach, what we are reflecting on. Typically, in good old days, we were more reactive as and when the incidents are getting reported. Subsequently, those incidents were getting addressed with, a lot of efforts, a lot of understanding, brainstorming by the experts, by the team members, and substantially over the period of time, we were able to uh, or probably solutionize those incidents and take the corrective actions. But by the time we have those solutions in place, right, we have our customers, right, who are getting impacted. It is creating an impact on customers as well. To your organization, it is more impact on the reputational aspect of it. And subsequently, this predictive analytics, what is getting really reflected with the help of AI. right? That is more important. Your automation on the testing aspect of it, machine learning algorithms, they are now automatically generating the test cases based on the code changes. And it is providing the better coverage, which certainly could be a miss out if you are doing those set of activities in a manual manner. It is all about we speeding up the delivery or flow mechanism, wherein we are talking about how we are ensuring wherein we can integrate how frequently we can integrate the code which is getting created by different team members, different developers within the teams or a set of teams, right? And how quickly we can, deliver that particular solution to our customers, which is available for the customer's consumption purpose. It is ready state. It is in a ready state. Customers has a choice when they want to pick up that solution and deploy it into the production. And that is these are the deployment aspects. What different deployment strategies which are coming into picture. But it could be blue-green deployment, or but it could be your canary deployments. Subsequently, it is taking shape, right? Self-healing systems, it is all about AI-driven DevOps tools, which are capable of detecting system anomalies and automatically resolving issues without any human intervention or possibly bare minimal human intervention, wherein we are minimizing the downtime and improving the system's reliability. Security is the next level of focus. Rather, I would call it as that focus has already taken a shape. And that focus is increasing day by day because there are a lot of cyber threats. Wherein the hackers are trying level best with regards to hacking your or probably stealing your data, getting benefited out of it. And we have case history, right? Wherein the hackers, the data, the kind of hacking what they have done, wherein ransomware is the best example, wherein they were minting money from the organization, like anything, because somewhere those organization had a loopholes in their overall infrastructure, wherein their hackers they could really break those barriers and get into their network and subsequently take complete control on their infrastructure aspect of it. And that is absolutely fine, right? We are learning from our failures, and that is where you could see a lot of shift left approach, wherein in DevOps pipeline itself, the CI/CD pipeline, which is a set of activities which are getting executed in automated manner with the help of technology, the tools, we are trying to inject the security at every point in time. Now, when I talk about the security, it is not, we are doing it manually. Pretty much, when your developers are writing the code, before they check in their code, it is a mandate wherein they are, using the Sonar Cube kind of tools, wherein their entire code is undergoing the static analysis and subsequently, it checks for the vulnerabilities. And if there are any vulnerabilities, subsequently it indicates that unless and until those vulnerabilities are not addressed, definitely those are, that code will not be allowed to check in. And that is where, this automated security testing, which is taking a shape, right? Subsequently, security as a code is a new terminology which is getting cultivated. The security policies, the configurations, they are treated as part of your code. They are stored in a version control systems with the binary artifacts, which is certainly enabling the teams to manage the security requirements through the infrastructure as a practice. And this is a consistent approach. And whatever proactive measures we are taking, organizations they have a fair understanding that okay, we substantially need to revisit or have the improvements reflected on those scalability compliance wherein we are managing the security policies. Flexible infrastructure, or probably we call it as a immutable kind of infrastructure, right? When I talk about immutable, it is all about, we are not uh, predominantly reusability aspect of it, right? Wherein We are not using the same containers. If we have to make any changes, definitely with the technology help, we are requesting the separate containers wherein we are trying to develop or have our services offering to our customers. And that probably is saving a lot of cost. It is saving a lot of time for your development teams. And subsequently, it is all about we talking about the serverless computing, cloud native architecture, wherein we are continuing to be major focus for DevOps in 2025. Now, when we talk about this uh, major focus on 2025, when it comes to the uh, native DevOps, right? Uh, you may use tools like Kubernetes, Docker, Prometheus, right, which helps the team adopt the microservices based architecture. Wherein we are moving away from monolithic architecture to microservices oriented architecture, right? And this was a kind of a conceptual paradigm which was discussed, talked about by one of the founder member of Agility, and his name is Martin Fowler, right? So he was pretty much vocal, and it was long time back. I I don't recollect at what time frame he really reflected on that, but yes, definitely reflected on that. And typically, he at that point in time, he understood this could be a need of future, and subsequently, organizations they started working on or embark their journey in terms of developing or having that reflection wherein they could reflect on greater scalability and resilience in their applications. Their DevOps teams are leveraging the Kubernetes to manage the containers and orchestrating the services in the cloud environment. We are having the event-driven architecture wherein the applications respond to the triggers, maybe your HTTP request or database changes, rather than we relying on the traditional monolithic process. Now, this approach is really ensuring that the resources they are used more efficiently, the applications, their scalability is getting reflected effortlessly. Now, this is a typical structure which I wanted all of you to get acquainted with. And suddenly there are a lot of learning areas which is been made available or which are available, and I am pretty sure majority of you must be having focus on these learning capabilities, which is really required in the upcoming years. And typically, this is a typical monolithic versus microservices aspect of it. What we are looking at it, wherein we have single UI and we have containers, right? Wherein our logics are consistently getting executed. We have the database layer supporting each of the container, and here you have a advantage wherein your customers they can pick and choose which service they want to use it at any point in time. And that is a better solution. That is a very cost-effective solutions for your customers as well. And suddenly, the observability, which is rising. Uh, your overall application architecture, the technology, the expectations of the customers, uh, to to really accommodate them, right, as part of your solutioning. Our architectures are little becoming, they are more inclined towards a complexity. It includes reflect on some complexities. And definitely the need for the real-time insights into the system performance. It has become a need of the time, and it is all about uh, we're reflecting on unified observability platforms, which could be your Prometheus or Grafana or OpenTelemetry, and they are being used to collect and analyze the metrics, logs, traces from various sources. And typically, these tools they aggregate the data what they have collected from the different components into a single platform, and teams can really gain a more comprehensive understanding about their systems performance. If you look at it, monitoring and observability, right, they go hand in hand. And typically, monitoring is more, I would call it as a discipline, right? But wherein you talk about observability, it is all about the data which has been collected to have the right reflection on the decisions, right? What should be our next action? Subsequently, there will be certain alert mechanism which will be made available. And typically, your presence of observability is typical, taking a shift left approach, wherein we are moving away from traditional reactive monitoring, wherein teams were pretty much staying focused on, responding to a problem after they occur. And definitely, your AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning, they're transforming the other aspects of your DevOps, wherein they are detecting the anomalies in the observability data, which is helping the teams to quickly point out the root causes of the overall performance of the infrastructure or possibly the application, wherein those needs to be, resolved with the immediate effect. Definitely, AI/ML is a emerging uh, uh, landscape, right? Wherein your AI/ML applications, they are becoming integral to many industries. Maybe DevOps for AI/ML is also known as MLOps, machine learning operations, right? And that has emerged as a critical field. Your MLOps, they are introducing new challenges in automation, right? Subsequently, collaboration, your monitoring specific to machine learning models and data pipelines. Definitely, more insight is provided on the model versioning, governance, wherein it is all about a control infrastructure, wherein MLOps is bringing a new dimension, wherein it is putting more stress on need for managing the model versions, automated automation of the ML pipeline, which is pretty similar to your CI/CD pipeline, right? For your software applications, wherein machine learning operations, it is more focused on automating the end-to-end machine learning lifecycle from the data collection and model training, deployment, and monitoring. Collaboration between the data scientists and engineers, right? And that is where your data scientists are in current context, they are playing a key role, wherein they are helping the organization in terms of articulating the right set of information, which really enables the teams, the organizations to, reflect uh, on the better decision-making capability at every point in time, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to emphasize more on. Now, typically, before I open up this forum for Q&A, suddenly People Cert is offering uh, good amount of knowledge on these capabilities, the reshaping trends, what we are looking at as part of 2025. There are a lot of learnings which is been offered by People Cert, right? Uh, Subsequently, I'm not sure if you're aware of that fact, but DevOps Institute, who is offering those capabilities, those learning areas, it is coming under the People Cert brand or umbrella, I would call it. And through this People Cert umbrella or brand, right? They are offering different set of learnings, which is at the foundation level, at the leadership level, as a practitioner, wherein their objective is to create more uh, awareness about what is happening in the industry, what are the different trends which has been adopted, and subsequently they are offering this particular platform wherein people are getting acquainted with those jargons. And subsequently, the way, like Shraddha said, right, it is not about when you talk about DevOps, when you talk about any new cultural aspect of it, the way it was understood, the way DevOps was understood is like you. in 2012, 2013. Moreover, when you talk about DevOps, people used to, sum it up to Jenkins. And that is not, tools is one way to look at it. What is more important, to believe in the agile values, wherein the first value, which is made available as part of your manifesto for agile software development, which says that individuals and interactions over process and tools. Yes, tools are important, but they will not help you to change the culture. First, you need to understand. First, you need to collaborate. First, you need to work together, come out of the silos and understand those basic concepts, those basic jargons. And typically, that sets up the ground to understand the tools in a much, much better manner. And that is the capability which DevOps Institute is offering, wherein they are helping the professionals like you and me to understand that particular context. And definitely, tools is just a means in, with regards to, you adopting or you bringing in the automation, or probably you get the work done in a real quick manner. That is one mechanism what you're doing it. So this, with this particular context, you can pick and choose your own technology. You can pick and choose your own tools, which is applicable to your context, to your solutions, what you're offering. And subsequently, you can be ready with the courage to defeat any challenge which organizations are facing, and you act as a front facing guy or front facing individuals, professionals, who is going to help organizations to defeat those challenges with your bare minimal understanding or with your greater understanding on those jargons, and subsequently you having the right set of knowledge on the mechanisms, which is nothing but of tools, right? So that's the overall perspective at Knowlathon. Like Shraddha said, we are accredited partners uh, with with PeopleCert, as she rightly pointed out at the beginning. And predominantly, uh, yeah, all of you should definitely take take advantage of those learning areas. And certainly we are here to help you out. All right. With given said, I'm just handing it back to Shraddha. If you want to go ahead
Uh,
and initiate a
yes.
Q&A.
Yes. Firstly, I would thank you, sir, for such insightful the session. Like, like you have cleared the doubts as well as what's coming, and uh, clearly you just have motivated also people to be the front face of the solutions of the problems organizations might be facing related to DevOps. So let's start with Q&A. You guys can ask your questions in the Q&A box. uh, you can put your questions, and our expert Vishal sir will like answer them one by one. Go ahead, you have an expert right here to solve your queries, any doubts you have about the DevOps or anything related to it. So I'll wait for a minute for your questions. Till others are asking questions, let me share a link with you. Just give us a feedback on it. It will be better for us to update or upgrade ourselves based on your feedbacks. What better we can do next after this in the next session. So just give me a second. I have shared the feedback link. Do give the feedback. As well as you can ask the questions. We are here to answer to your all your doubts. Okay, give me a reaction if you have liked the session or not. You can give a react with thumbs up, maybe. So we will know you have liked the session or not. So give us the reactions. Okay. So Mia, if you have questions, you can ask in the Q&A box. You have raised the hand. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the Q&A box and we'll answer to it. No one has any questions? Don't be shy and don't overthink it. Just put out your queries. May it be basic or anything. We are here to answer all of the queries.
Okay, I think we have a question from Sarvanan.
Yeah.
Is there any gap to handle if the production line environment being used for immediate resolution fixing? If you can just elaborate more, Sarvana. Not sure if I understand your question clearly. So if Sarvanan, if I look at okay. So typically, Nitin, if you look at the tools and processes, especially when it comes to the self-healing, it depends on your context. Is exactly which technology or which uh, applications or services you are offering, right? So it depends uh, to your context, right? So maybe if you look at just give me a minute. It completely depends on your context, which can be used, especially to reflect on the self-healing tools. Typically, it could be your AIML tools, which could be your Datadog, or probably in certain cases you have Catalan Studios or Test Trigger. Mabel is one tool which you can really take into consideration, or Selenium, right, which is an open source library which certainly improves the reliability or stability, which is completely Selenium based tests, right? Or maybe Parasoft or Lambda test, which you can certainly reflect on. Does that answer your question, Nadine?
Give a thumbs up if you are clear, like you got the clear answer, Nitin. Um, I think, sir, Sarvanan has cleared the, like, gave more details. Can you answer that?
In case if there is a critical issue in the production environment that needs immediate resolution, say the live show is down like use case. So I'll tell you, if that is a case wherein you're trying to push the changes into the production, Certainly, that is more or less available when it comes to major incidents. Now, when you look at this kind of situations wherein you have to make the changes into the production, typical case story which you can reflect is your chaos engineering, Netflix, wherein they were injecting those errors into the production environments, and they were substantially understanding what could be the impact of that. And now in today's context, even if any of their nodes, right, on their cloud aspect of it, any component is down, they have developed such a capability or such a automation with the help of technology, wherein those components are getting subsequently auto built. They show auto recovery, and definitely it goes back live again. Now, like I said, a typical reflection when you have first you need to really understand where you stand as on date today on the maturity of the tools, right? Uh, Recommended is always you test your code in the stage environment, but at any point in time when it comes to this kind of situation, predominantly, you need to have more monitoring and observability coming into picture, which will build in a predictability what is really happening with the help of monitoring and what could be the surprises which or probably which could be the issues which may come into picture. So that predictability you have in hand, and subsequently you are ready with those set of solutions. So typically, as and when those situation occurs, pretty much instead of you staying focused on delivering the solution, it is more on the predictive, proactive approach, wherein you typically uh, get complete rid of that particular problem before it occurs. So that's the context which I can set it up. Does that make sense, Sarvan?
You can show the thumbs up if you got the answer, so we will know that your doubt is cleared.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. You can still put up the questions. Till then, I'll go ahead. So, if today's session made you think, okay, DevOps is changing fast, and how can I stay relevant? You are not alone. There are many people who wants to update themselves with the upgrades coming up in the DevOps technology. So we have got you covered. We are offering AIOps Foundation Certification Training coming up this May. So which will be perfect for anyone like who wants to future proof their DevOps skills and see how AI ML reshaping the operations, as Sir has earlier discussed, how it is affecting, what it is changing, and all. So if you are curious about it, just type AI ops in the Q&A box, and we will know that you are interested in it, and our team will reach out to you with further details. Otherwise, if you want to think about it and then go ahead, I am posting our contact details in the Q&A box. Keep it with you, or you can connect with us on the social platforms also. You can connect there with us with your doubts, with your questions regarding the training program, as well as any other programs you want to explore related to the DevOps or any other uh, thing related to IT industry. So I have shared this. You can keep it with you. Now, feel free to reach out. I have already shared the contact details and everything. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, or wherever you are there on the social media, because we usually drop the career tips, free guides, and updates, or any upcoming webinars are there. So we will update that on our social platforms. So please follow us. Then if you have any more questions, we still have few minutes left. So you can ask the questions. I'll again give you 2 to 4 minutes to ask your questions, or otherwise we can wrap up. By the time you can fill the feedback form, it will be really helpful for us to improve and give better and better sessions, upcoming sessions for you. So do give us a feedback. I have shared already the link I have shared in the Q&A box. If you want, I can share it again. Mm, okay, I guess there are no more questions. So we'll wrap up. Thank you again for all of you for joining us, and I can't wait to see you or see you in the our training session soon. Thank you so much, sir, for the insightful and very practical session. Thank you so much, everyone. Uh, that's it for today. Let's meet in the next session.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Have a
Yeah,
great one,
thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye.